Hey everybody, Dave Nasty here at Next Level Guitar. How you doing? Today we're going to do an inspired by lesson, but we're going to chip away at the art of composition today. And we're going to use these great artists that we get inspired by and some of the sounds that we can achieve with the acoustic guitar to help you do exactly what I just said. Write some songs and feel like you can get lost in their sound and incorporate it as your own. You know, when I grew up, I started off playing more acoustic than anything else. And there's certain tricks that I was taught that helped me with my strumming. And one of them was this. I'm pivoting between my bass notes here of my E and my A. And I'm going to embellish this by hammering onto my B note on my 5th string. Into my C chord, and we're going to start pretty simple today. So I'm walking into my C with an open A string, fretting the B. Now you can see I'm doing the same thing. And I'm going to go back to my G. I can do this on a D. Some pretty straight ahead simple things that we could do when we're strumming in a bit more of a country kind of a way with our G chord, our D chord, and our C chord. Now, to understand our chord harmony, right, within this key, we're going to say in the key of G, let's go through our chords. We have a G major, an A minor, a B minor, that C major, which we might voice this way sometimes. A little bit more full. We have a D chord. We may voice that D chord in this way sometimes. Right, that's really great. We have an E minor. After our E minor, we've got this F sharp diminished chord. We're going through each note of our G major scale. And by harmonizing my G major scale, I've applied a chord for every one of those notes. So what this tells me then is I can mix any of these chords together in any way, and I'm going to be able to play together and play in harmony and write myself a nice little song. I'm going to start with the 3rd chord because it's a B minor. And I'm going to go to that G. Now here's where we'll talk about a little bit of the dynamic of how to strum these and to achieve a little bit more of a country sound is what we're going for right now. Again, I'm thinking of the chords on my key and ways to strum them. I think it's really great sometimes when you're strumming chords to maybe switch it up and arpeggiate them. Fill the exact same amount of space. Hammer-on embellishment there on my B minor. Now when my G comes around, I might play it a little bit different the next time. Every time your chord comes up, it's a fun game. Try to play it a little bit differently. Maybe start simple. Now I know I could go D. Play that D differently. I go to my C chord. And you can see what I'm doing to embellish these things. So what's going on here very simply? I'm playing some basic cowboy chords. I'm thinking of ways to strum them and embellish them differently. But I'm thinking of this chord harmony and the notes and chords that apply to it to help give me a little bit of a basis to work from. If I've got a G scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. That means I can add any of those notes to my chord and it's going to be cool. Let's add that F sharp. Listen to the way that sounds all of a sudden. Now stylistically, we're going to shift gears a little bit. Play a little bit of power chords. So what I've done is I've played this G, but look, I very cleverly added the F sharp on both places. I can add the A note, because A is in the scale. Any note that's in the scale, I can add it. E. And when I go to the D chord, I can follow the same guidelines. I have to use the same notes because I'm in the key of G. So I could go. Right, I just added that B note. I'm going to bring my pinky over. Okay, get that F sharp. What if I want an E in that chord as well? These are all notes in the scale, so any key that is in the scale, I can use these notes to help me out. C chord. With my G. Let's see what a C with an F sharp sounds like. Let's see what that is. Sounds kind of trippy, right? You get these really interesting voicings. Back to my G. Trying to pick the most interesting ones here. Do an E minor. I'm going to add my D. That's an E minor 7, as you know. Add that F sharp again. Let's see what that does.